Last year I had a rough pregnancy. Getting out to the garden was the least of my priorities. So this strawberry bed got completely out of control. Not a single berry last year. The plants were too busy making more plants. This year I'm reclaiming my garden, starting with this strawberry bed. I dug out as many strawberries as I could in the time that I had, and then put them to soak in a bucket of water. Some of the roots were so tangled, so I was hoping this might help loosen the roots up so I could separate the plants. Between homeschooling and working part-time and taking care of a new little baby, this took much longer than expected. But that's the nice thing about working at your own pace, is you don't have to get it all done in one day. So if it takes some days to do something, that's totally okay. And the good thing I found out about this project is the strawberry plants could survive in a bucket of water for a few days, which was very helpful for me. We decided to build a new raised garden bed, which I really like because it's a little bit bigger. But one problem I had was sometimes the soil would escape through the seams of my garden beds. So I had this idea to use heavy-duty construction wood adhesive and put it in between the boards so that way my soil wouldn't escape when the wood expands and contracts during the warm and cold seasons. One of the other problems I noticed is that the native prairie grass was really taking over and growing up in between my strawberry plants. So I thought I better lay down something to try to smother the prairie grass and keep it from taking over. Thankfully, my daughter was able to help me with this because it was a little too challenging for me to lift and slide the cardboard underneath by myself. Next, I decided to add a layer of sticks for a couple of reasons. One was so that way I didn't have to fill this huge giant bed with all of the nice soil. And also, the wood chips and things I've heard can act as sponges to soak up some water, so it kind of acts like a slow release to water your soil. I did put one bag of garden soil in and realized I'm going to need so much more. So I decided to add more wood chips. This will hopefully keep the soil even more hydrated for all my plants. And we decided to wet it down really good first before we laid down our soil. And thankfully I had more little helpers to help me dump all this soil out and smooth it out over the top of the wet wood chips.
Then we need another bag to cover up over there.
Yeah. Actually, maybe we just... The other problem I did before was I planted way too many strawberry plants to begin with and too close together. So this time I'm trying to do the 1 foot apart spacing to make sure that each strawberry plant has plenty of space and also I can weed in between them. These roots were soaked, but they're still really tough to separate. I'm trying to be gentle so I don't hurt them, but it took quite a lot of convincing to get some of these strawberry plants to let go of each other. I also tried to make sure that the crown, or the very, very center of each plant, was above the soil or slightly above the soil, because I've heard that the strawberry plants don't like their crowns wet. They don't mind their roots being nice and hydrated, but the crowns need to be dry. This project took way longer than I expected, but that's probably a good thing. You're allowed to rebuild and recover slowly.